Okay, let's go.
Cage of dreams with blood and sweat for its virtue. Cage of dreams with blood and sweat for its virtue.
Talking about moms,
Yes.
talking about females, talking about women in general, I find that that we do find it a little bit harder when it comes to training, getting our priorities and everything. It's a bit harder for all of us. I find that in any kind of industry, whether if you are in a corporate or it's finding that medium to get everything done. I know, Nicole, that you've got kids. How many kids do you have?
Six kids.
Wow, no TV.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
I want to go through little things in here because I know it's really relatable, and a lot of my members, a lot of them will find that motivation when they start in beginning of the year. Then all of a sudden they drop out.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why they drop out is it's because they don't have time because of the family stuff. So we are going to be talking about, as like you having 6 kids.
Yes.
I have 3 of my own as well. And I've been in the industry for a very long time. So we want to share this with them. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been in the industry for a long time too, about 30 years now.
And guys, she's also a personal trainer.
Personal trainer, yes. We used to actually manage and run some gyms ourselves, fitness centres. So my life was quite busy with that when we first had our first baby. So with that, it was very hard to juggle because I was actually committed to being at the gym all the time and then having to look after, my little one all the time. But
How old was the youngest one then?
when we were doing that, he was actually born while we were in that industry already. So then, so then I had all of them, and we still ran the gyms and things like that. But it was hard to find time then for me to actually train because I was doing all the mum things and then working as well on top of that. So I did have to prioritise making time for myself. Whether that was
it easy?
It wasn't easy at all. Not easy. Even though people would think it would be because personal trainer at the gym most of the time, it wasn't easy because I still had to look after the kids and then...
Did you get much help?
I did have some help. Yes, like my family's very good. My family helps out a lot, but not when it came to day-to-day. Not day-to-day stuff because, they have their own families.
Yeah.
I had very bad mum guilt because if I spent any time to myself, I was feeling like then I wasn't doing my job for the rest of the family. So I had to get over that, and I had to go, but I need to look after myself so I can look after my family. Because if I have no energy or I'm running low on, feeling good or strong or not eating properly, then I can't then put, into my family what they need, because so I had to prioritize spending some time and putting it into myself. Of course, I felt guilty that I'm using money that should be used in other areas at first, but then it was like, but in the end, that putting that money into myself, like I said, is helping my family. So I mainly focused on that the money that I used for myself was really money to help out the family. It is a struggle because we think we don't want to spend that on ourselves. We want to spend it on, our kids, or, you think you got to spend it on food or those sort of things. But in the end, you need to invest in yourself and in your own health so that you can be there for your kids and your family. Well, when they were younger, when they were all younger, because they were very close in age, I would have to fit it in when they were first sort of little or, young ones. I could only fit in, say, 20 minutes a day some days longer, depending on when my husband was home and if he could help, or if, like, working in the gym, there was some free time in the gym and the kids were asleep. No. No. Even being a PT and working in a gym, no, there was periods where I just went, no, I'm too tired. There's too much going on out, within the family or, struggles. So then I had to reassess myself and go, okay, you really need to start putting that time back into yourself again. You're letting yourself go, and the investment is in your family and your health, which, in the end, when you have some health problems, you really need to have that sort of foundation that you've already been working on to help you get through that. You can just buy meat. Just buying meat, was very hard because of all the kids. It was very expensive, but we placed value on being healthy with our kids when they were younger. So we just did the best that we could with what we had. We made sure we just could do the best, be the healthiest that we could with the money that we had. And that's what I tell my clients too, is that just do the best that you can with what you've got, because that's better than, just letting and blowing it and not being healthy at all. I would think that it's actually, to me, and what I would say to my clients is it's not selfish at all, because, again, you're investing in yourself, which you need to do, and your health. Because when you get older, if you haven't invested in your health now, then that's when problems start. It's not when you're in your 30s, 40s, it's after that. If you haven't spent the time, made that time, whether it's an hour, whether it's an hour and a half, if that's whatever's available to you, it's not selfish. It's not selfish spending time on yourself.
Yeah.
It's when it takes away from doing other things that are important, that are a priority, and, you don't want to do those or don't want to put the time into those.
Yeah.
Many times. So as soon as the training sort of stops and I put things in front of the training, it just feels like so many other things just fall apart as well. It just, and it's,
And mind you guys, this is not just women. I find that
men as well.
relatable for men
Yeah.
as well.
They're very relatable to men as well.
Yeah.
They find that as well, because you're not doing the things that you know or that you want or know that should be a priority, and then your mental health just goes down and you let things get to you, or, it just seems like things pile up and there's no relaxed time, you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
But I find when I train, then I can get away from it for an hour or so, just to relax and just, have time to be away from that. Well, I have two answers. I have that a lot of the time the gym membership a week is probably less than you would spend on coffees each week.
Yes, that's what I say.
If you're spending $6 a day or $5 a day on coffees, that adds up to more than what your gym membership does. And then for people that just can't afford that because they have big families or they're, really stretched for money, I say there are many things you can do at home that you can do that don't cost you money.